Good morning, tubers. Matt M. Roy back again. Back to another vlog video on yet another sunny Virginia morning. I'm absolutely shocked. We have not seen any rain since I've been back. Very, very unusual for this time of year. And if it was like when I left, it was raining pretty much every day. Trying you guys at a different angle. I noticed that if I put my cell phone on the left side of the windshield, I get a really bad glare with this car for some reason. So right now I'm putting it right in the middle next to the dash cam. So we're going to go ahead and see how this actually works. If it does better this way, then I'll continue to do it like this. I just had to run over to PetSmart and return that harness and leash because unfortunately Baxter has gotten so big I didn't realize he couldn't fit into that one, and that was actually the largest one that they carried. So I don't know, I may have to get a special harness and leash for him. I'm absolutely shocked that that didn't fit. It looked big on the package. When I got it home, I adjusted all the way out, and it would go around him, and it would fasten, but it was way too tight. It was so tight, in fact, he couldn't even walk. He would just kind of plop over, so we'll have to figure out something else. I am heading over to the thrift store now. I know that they put out electronics yesterday. I don't know what they actually put out. I know that when I went there last time, which was around 3 o'clock, they had two towers that they put out. But they were really old. One was one of those old early 2000s HPs that were based on the AMD Athlon XP CPU of all things. And the other one was a mid-2000s E-machines that had a AMD Athlon 64 single core. Both were way too old for me to do anything with. I didn't really stick around because they were taking forever to put all the electronics out, which is the way it's been there for a long time now. I think because the processors back there just don't know the value of the electronics, they were half the time reluctant to do anything about it. So a lot of times that stuff just sits back there unless you go and complain, unfortunately. But I'm going to head over there and see if they did indeed put anything else out. What I am looking for now, I need to get another PlayStation. I'm not talking about a PlayStation 3 or 4. I'm talking about the original PlayStation. As you guys probably know, about a year ago now, I picked up one at our thrift store, and I've been using it quite a lot. I play the Tony Hawk games. I've actually beat Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I'm about halfway done with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. And I've also been playing some Tomb Raider on it. And I've used it so much, in fact, that it is starting to wear out. And I've looked into it. It'll play, but the video works fine, but the audio tracks seem to skip. And I tried all the usual things. I cleaned the laser head with some pure alcohol. I dusted it out and tried to realign the little carrier there, but unfortunately it didn't work. So I think what's actually happening with that is the laser is just degrading over time. So probably the easiest thing to do is just to buy another one. I know I can get them fairly cheaply at Old School. I think they're only about $20, believe it or not. So I may just wind up doing that. I did look into it online. You can actually buy the laser replacements for them. It's just a cartridge, and it's easy enough to do, but the only problem with that is the lasers themselves will cost you around $30 or $40, so it just winds up being cheaper to pick up a whole new system. So that's pretty much what I have planned today. I may actually run over to Old School Video Games later on and see if they actually have one, because at night, when I don't have anything to do and I'm kind of bored, that's what I like to do. I like to play that old PlayStation 1. And yes, I know I am a retro gamer to the core. I have some PlayStation 3 games. I did pick up Grand Theft Auto 4 and also a few racing games. I just don't like them. There's something, the allure of the retro game always calls me, and I'm used to it. I mean, anything from the original PlayStation to the old Nintendo. Now, my absolute favorite games are probably on the original NES, because that's a system that I grew up with. And we're talking games like Metroid, all the Mega Mans, but specifically the one I liked was Mega Man 4, you know, Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, and Tetris. Not Tetris 2. I was never a big, huge fan of Tetris 2, but the original Tetris, man, I remember as a kid spending hours and hours and hours playing that game. Basically to the point where I looked like a mindless zombie. My eyes were like this. It was just good times, and you know, I've never been a video game addict. My cousins they would be the type of people to be able to sit there and play a video game for hours and hours and hours. Me, I get about an hour's worth of play, then I take a break, do something else, and come back later on that day. I just I never was able to sit that long, you know, for any length of time without having to move around. That's probably my ADD talking, but you know what? We're all different in that sense. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pause the vlog for a few minutes. I don't really have too much else to talk about. I'm still here loading on some CDs onto this car's radio's hard drive. Later on, I think I am going to finally get my flash drive out here and just transfer some files in bulk, because I'm getting tired of doing that. So I'm going to pause the video for a little bit. We'll see if I find anything at the thrift store, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Alright, tubers, so I'm back home. They never put anything out at the thrift store today or yesterday. The electronics section is totally bare. Did pick up a few things from the Lifeline thrift store. Just got a regular power cable for $1. I wish you had more of these. This is just the standard desktop 3-prong power cable. It's a gray one, but it doesn't matter. They all work the same. And then for $1, I picked up this 6-port power tap, which is kind of unique because this has those sideways sockets. It's not a side socket, but I like the way it's designed because that allows me to put in larger power supplies without it affecting all the plugs. This may actually be going upstairs. I think I'm going to put this near my big window where I have my air conditioning unit. That way I can actually plug 6 things into it. The way I have it set up right now, the one I have, everything's straight, so the actual AC plug winds up taking over 2 of them, so I can only plug 5 things in instead of 6. Well, I need to go ahead and put this away. I'm defrosting some chicken thighs for tonight. These are actually pretty good. I get these from Aldi, $4.24. Get you a little over 2 pounds. There's about 4 thighs in there. When you put those in the air fryer tonight, I don't think I'm actually going to do barbecue sauce. I think what I'm going to try tonight is using some of this seasoning salt. This is the same thing as Lowry's, but you can get this at Dollar Tree. You get a pound of it for $1, and it's got the paprika in it. That's why it's kind of yellow, or I guess in this case it would be like a pinkish red color. But just put a little bit of that on with some pepper, throw it in the air fryer. Tastes absolutely delicious. Well, I got a few projects I got to work on right now. Nothing I don't think you guys would be interested in. So I'm going to pause the vlog. We'll see what the rest of the day brings, and I'll talk to you guys later. It's about 2 o'clock. I'm going to go check and see if we got the mail yet. I'm expecting a couple of packages, but I don't know if they're actually going to come in today or not. Just can't get over how beautiful it is. I mean, for the end of June, it is so nice. Usually around here at this time, it's 95, maybe pushing 100 degrees with like 80-90% humidity. Today, it's sitting at 85 and only about 60% humidity. I'm not even breaking a sweat out here. It's absolutely amazing. We are so blessed, let's say, no mail yet, to have this kind of nice weather around here. Like I said, especially this time of year. Give you guys an update on Mom's flowers, so let me swing you around. We've been doing okay with these. These are the 2 flower boxes in front of the garage. You can see these flowers are doing absolutely great. I'll have to water these a little bit later tonight. Not really a gardening guy, so I don't know the names of these, but they're doing really well. I got one on that side and then one on the other. I'm sure one of you guys can tell me what these actually are. But man, they are just doing fantastic. Gave them the water. Water these about every 2 or 3 days. I know that you don't want to overwater these, especially because when it rains a lot here, the pipe comes down here and the overflow usually gets these too. So I have to be very careful as to how much water I actually give these. You can see these holly bushes are really growing out. Mom and Dad actually cut these before they left on their trip. You can see they're actually growing into the sidewalk already. So when they get back, we're definitely going to have to take care of that. Same thing with these holly bushes on the side. They're very pretty, but I'm telling you, if you guys have these things, they grow like. And as we come over here, everything in the garden here is looking really nice. Mom's little pine here is doing well. These are all looking good. I never even have to bother watering this. The rain pretty much gets that enough. Everything's kind of filling in nicely, and it kind of makes for a nice jungle look to it. Of course, Mom's knockout roses are not blooming right now. They kind of bloom in the spring and early summer, but I think they're pretty much done for the year. See, there's a horsefly right there. Mom's flower here is doing, or her plant here is doing well. Once again, I don't usually have to water these too much. The rain pretty much takes care of that, so that's good. Unfortunately, as we get up to here, the news is not so good. Our person that was taking care of our cats was also watering these flowers, but I think what happened with these is they just didn't get enough sun. This is a variety of flowers that we never tried in here before, and as you can see, they pretty much died out. There's a few of them still alive here, but I really don't think they're going to make it, and it's pretty much the same story over here. Though this one actually seems to have some new growth. When I first got home, I said, what the heck, I'll go ahead and water these and see what comes back. This one actually started to come back, but this planter over here seems like it's pretty much gone, and it's the same story over here. Oddly enough, she did two different types of plants here. She did the same plant on the right as that we had in the hanging planters. That one just totally died, so I just wound up pulling that out. And then there was this one here. This particular one hasn't bloomed for a while, but as you can see, it is definitely still alive. The leaves are alive. Now, one thing Mom did tell me with these is I have to pull off the dead growth, and I've been trying to do that. Just kind of pull off the old leaves so new growth can go ahead and happen. And if you see them dying like this, see this leaf is dying, you might as well just pull that off, because it's really just going to be sending nutrients to a dead leaf at that point, and you want the nutrients to go to the new and fresh growth. All right, tubers. Well, I have had so many people asking me to give them an update on these Dell Optiplex 7010s and 7020 computers that I picked up about a week or two ago now. I'm telling you, the more and more I learn about these particular Dell Optiplexes, the more I like them. And I am going to be getting some more of these. It's not definite right now, but I'm hoping that it pans out. I'm going to go back tomorrow and check out and see how many more of these I can get. Let me go ahead and boot this up real quick. For those of you that didn't see the other video, I picked 4 of these up from one of the local thrift stores. Now, half of them had the Intel Core i7 3rd gens, and the others had the Core i5 4th gens. I don't think I was trying to get into the BIOS, but I don't think I was fast enough. So let me go ahead and show you guys something that's really cool with these computers. You probably noticed already, I actually have 3 monitors hooked up to it. I have a 20-inch Gateway, 20-inch Samsung, and a 20-inch Dell monitor hooked up to it right now. You're probably asking yourself, Matt, how did you accomplish this? Well, let me go back and show you what I actually did. Here's the back of this computer, and the way I actually did this is this computer allows for multi-video card operation. What does that mean? Well, as you can see here, I have a dedicated video card here. This is a ATI Radeon HD 5450 with a DMS59 connector, and then dual DVI ports coming out of that. Now, those ones are actually hooked up to this gateway and then this Dell monitor. To get the 3rd monitor working, the Samsung, I'm actually using the internal Intel HD graphics card that's built onto this motherboard. That's right. These particular motherboards allow you to use both the dedicated graphics card and the onboard graphics. So theoretically, I could actually have 5 monitors hooked up to this. The 2 on the dedicated, and on board I have a VGA port, and then here there are 2 display ports. So, like I said, the more and more I see the system, the more I like the way they design. And just to prove to you guys that I am not telling a fib, you can see I have all 3 monitors working at this point. Once again, this monitor and the one at the end are both working off that dedicated ATI Radeon card, whereas the middle one here is working off the Intel graphics card. Let me get you up front and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I am here in Device Manager, and I apologize for the shakiness. I think it has something to do with the refresh rate on this particular monitor. But as you can see, under display adapters, I have the AMD Radeon HD 5450 and the Intel HD Graphics 4000 both enabled. On many computers, you'd have to use one or the other, and usually what would happen is if you had the dedicated graphics card enabled, you would either not see the Intel graphics or the onboard graphics, or you would have a red X indicating that the graphics card is not usable. But like I said, with this particular setup, this motherboard allows you to use both. Now that being said, if you were a gamer, you would probably want to be playing your games on either this monitor or this one, because these are the ones that are using the dedicated video card, whereas the middle monitor here you may want to just use for, say, oh, I don't know, maybe watching HD videos through YouTube, or just doing your basic office tasks. So once again, I must say I am very, very impressed with the way these Dell Optiplex systems are set up, and there's a lot of functionality. Now, someone did mention that they were proprietary systems, and that's why they didn't like them. I really haven't seen anything proprietary about this motherboard. I've checked the ATX connector. It's just a standard 24-pin ATX connector. It has the standard 4-pin P4 connector. I really don't see anything in this that is proprietary, so whoever had put that comment in, please elaborate on that, because I'd like to know what you think is proprietary about this particular Dell computer. Like I said, so far from what I've seen, everything in here is pretty generic and be very easy to replace a part if and when something did go bad. Well, I'm going to go and end the vlog here for today. I'm actually printing out pictures from the trip on this HP PhotoSmart A16 printer, which I will try to do a review sometime in the future, but I'm going to spend the rest of the day doing that. I also have a client coming over a little bit later. Hope you guys really enjoyed the vlog today. I have some food reviews coming in the near future. Please remember to like and subscribe, and yes, the giveaway is still going on. I want to hit that 5,000 subscriber mark. If you guys can help me get to 5,000 subscribers, I am going to give away a $50 Amazon gift card. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.